I disagree about Pudgy or Pengu being or Abstract Chain being the biggest competitor. I mean, looking at he's a savant when it comes to collabs and partnerships, and really, I think Pengu's Pudgy Penguins kept the NFT movement alive in the bear market. Like all NFTs went down, even Bored Apes, but Pudgy Penguins was focused on the Web 2. So I mean, like they're whittling their whole. They've got some partnerships with like NASDAQ. I saw one just with NHL. They got like games and toys, and they're tapping like the youth. But I would say the biggest, and I wouldn't even call it competitor, but the second biggest consumer chain, I would say, is Ton, because of Telegram. Because whatever chain you're trading on, Solana, Base, whatever, the group chats typically are on Telegram, and they do have their own wallet, and they do have their own mini app store. You can buy and sell stickers. You can do so much within the app. And in terms of like user base, bear in mind, I don't know how many are actually bots. Crypto Twitter is like the biggest platform. You mentioned Base app has 300,000. Twitter has what, 300 million, and Telegram has over 1 billion users. So in my mind, going into this cycle, I was always of the opinion that it's either going to be Ton that has the numbers, or Base app that is targeting consumer that is going to be like the number one onboarding tool for normies into crypto.
That's actually a really good observation, man. Honestly, I forgot about Ton. So here's why I think Abstract, but I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think either one of them could be the top competitor. I don't disagree with anything you said about Ton, but the reason why I think Abstract is because, so I live in San Francisco. I'm always going to events in Silicon Valley, and I remember going to this venture capital event down in Palo Alto, and it was these grown men on this panel, and this one guy was decked out in Pokemon gear. And he's like, dude, I'm wearing this because like it makes me feel like a kid again. Like this is what I grew up on. You know what I mean? And this is similar to what we're trying to do with the Owls. Like we're trying to make something so that we can like influence the next generation all the way into adulthood while also catering to adults. But things we watch on TV, the toys we play with, it's nostalgic for us. So I think what Pudgy Penguins is doing, like you spoke about Luca Nets, they have partnerships with Walmart. And it's not just like, oh, the Walmart bought their toys one time and that was it. They reordered 3 times, right? So having partnerships with these big box retailers, and then having a code to where you can bring people on chain from toys via a QR code. So Coinbase, they're getting KYC users, people where you have all their information, and that's really, really good. Pudgy Penguins is getting users, while they may not be KYC, they are tagged and they are evangelists because they're buying the toy because they love the penguin. And they have like, when I'm going on Instagram to post things and I'm like using like a Bitmoji or whatever, they always have a penguin to represent anything I'm trying to say. So they're hitting a lot of different points too.
That's valid.
And I do think that if they continue to do this right, they could be like the Pokemon for crypto. And once you launch a chain on top of that, and then because Coinbase, they don't have like a mascot or anything like that. Like they have a brand that's professional. They're the White Knight of crypto, but Pudgy Penguins is more like fun, like Pokemon-esque, to where it'll be nostalgic to the early days of crypto, the early days of NFTs, and no other NFT project has done that. So that's why I say that about Abstract.